If you've been on the internet and YouTube for a while, then you've likely heard people say that you just gotta get out there, you gotta grind, you gotta grind, you gotta grind, you gotta get out there, make the film, do the thing, and hone your craft. That is 100% true. But you're human and eventually you're gonna burn out. I know this because it happened to me. Let's talk. Hey filmmakers, Christian Fox here with another video for you. Today, I want to talk about burnout. 2026 has been a very difficult year for me because this past April, my father was admitted to the hospital, and then within a week of being admitted, he passed away. And to be honest, I was kind of expecting that something like this might happen because his health had been declining for some time, but I wasn't expecting it to be this year and certainly not in April. So shortly after his passing, I took some time off and tried to recuperate. But eventually, I was back at work doing my job. And because I was back at work doing my job and performing relatively well, I felt like I was in a position where I could get back to my filming and back to my YouTube stuff and just my whole creative journey trying to become a better filmmaker, or rather become a filmmaker because I'm not a filmmaker yet. So I was like, you know what? I've got some time. I can really sink my teeth into this and get back to it because I had been paused for a little while. But when I would get home and I'd have time to actually do some creative things like scripting or filming or editing, I would just feel like I had no interest in doing that, and all I wanted to do was either watch TV or play video games. And specifically, I wanted to play Star Fox 64 or The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. And I say Ocarina because I've always said Ocarina, but I've heard that it's actually Ocarina. So that's really all I wanted to do. And after this happened a few times, my wife was like, hey, you know what? I think you're burnt out. I think you just need to kick back for a while, not worry so much about YouTube or your whole filmmaking journey, and just take that time to recover. And of course, because she's my wife and it's why I married her, she was right. So instead of trying to force myself to create, I just decided to just kick back, play those video games, and not feel guilty about it. And that perhaps is my biggest lesson from this whole experience, that sometimes you just need to take a break and you need to give yourself the space and the grace to do so without feeling guilty. And that doesn't mean that you're not doing anything useful and that you're not creating or you're not doing this or you're not doing that and you should feel bad about it. In fact, you're doing what you need to do. You are doing something for yourself and you're taking the time that you need so that you can get back in there and really start creating the great content that we're all capable of. For me, my creativity wasn't really ignited until mid-June. At that point, I felt this surge of creativity. I was listening to an audiobook by Nicholas Meyer, who directed Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan, one of my favorite films of all time. And somehow listening to that and hearing his thoughts on film and just his whole creative process reignited me in a way that I wasn't sure was going to happen anytime soon, but in a way that I needed. And so after that creativity surge, I felt like I was able to come back and really start making more content and coming up with ideas for short documentaries, all of which I'll talk about. But I just felt like I was in a better place to go out and grind and actually create the stuff, do the thing, and hone the craft. This is all to say that if you're experiencing burnout or experience burnout in the future, take the break that you need and give yourself permission to take that break without feeling guilty, because taking a break and taking time off is just so critical.